Once, in a small, humble home nestled in a quiet village, there lived a woman who was very careful with her belongings. She had 10 silver coins, each one worth about a day's wages. These coins were precious to her, not just because of their value, but because they were part of her dowry, a symbol of her life and future. She held them close, knowing they were a treasure. One day, as she went about her usual tasks, she reached for her purse to count her coins. To her dismay, she found that one was missing. She counted again, but the result was the same. 9 coins in her hand, but only 10 were supposed to be there. A wave of panic swept over her. That one coin might seem small compared to the others, but it was important. It was precious. She couldn't just leave it lost. Not when it meant so much to her. Without hesitation, she grabbed a small oil lamp and lit it. The house was dim, with only a little light from the single lamp, so she needed to see clearly. She bent down and began sweeping the floor, her hands moving carefully across the dirt, pushing aside the dust and debris. The coin could be anywhere, hidden beneath the dirt, tucked under furniture, or lost in a crack in the floor. She didn't stop. She searched the corners of the room, under the rugs, around the tables, and between the shelves. Each sweep was filled with hope. She knew it had to be there somewhere. She wouldn't give up. Time passed, but she didn't grow weary. Her focus was sharp, her heart determined. And then, at last, she spotted it. There, gleaming faintly in the dim light, was the missing coin, half hidden under a piece of cloth. A wave of relief and joy flooded through her. She had found it. Overcome with happiness, she didn't keep her joy to herself. She ran to her neighbors, knocking on doors, calling out, "Rejoice with me. I've found my lost coin. Come, share my joy." Her neighbors, seeing her excitement, gathered around her. They laughed and celebrated, delighted by the good news. And Jesus, speaking to the people who were listening, explained the meaning behind the woman's joy. Just as this woman rejoiced over finding her one lost coin, so in the same way, there is joy in heaven when one sinner repents and turns back to God, he said. The angels rejoice over every lost soul that is found. Reflection. This parable teaches several important lessons. 1. God's care for the lost. Just as the woman cares for the lost coin and seeks it with diligence, so God deeply cares for those who are lost in sin. Every single person matters to him. He is not indifferent to their condition, but is actively seeking them out. 2. God's effort in seeking. The woman does not merely notice the loss and do nothing, she actively seeks until she finds what is lost. Similarly, God is actively working through His Spirit to draw people to Himself, and He will not stop until He has reached them. 3. The value of one. The woman's loss of a single coin teaches us that every person is valuable to God. In a world where many might think of numbers or statistics, Jesus reveals that the value of one soul is beyond measure. Even if only one sinner repents, heaven rejoices. 4. The joy of restoration. Just as the woman shares her joy with others, so too does heaven rejoice over the restoration of a lost soul. The parable conveys the depth of God's love and the joy that accompanies the redemption of one person.
Tell us what you learned from this story. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.